Okay, we're on page 51, page Chavav in Torah, Vayishlach, like 15 lines in the top of the page, first column. Okay, so the Rebbe is discussing that you need to have the Avodas HaKabbanis to elevate the world to Kedusha. So normally it was done by the normal Karbanis, which were done according to Halacha, X amount of Karban, kosher animals, and so on. But Yaakov wanted to reach the level of Tehu. He wanted to reach all the way up to be able to elevate Esav. And over there, Yaakov Avinu knew how to do it. He knew X amount of animals, kosher animals, non-kosher animals. And he says, V'hainu, the Fisha Esav Shoshim Mechinas Makom El Matehu. So he says, how does Yaakov Avinu get there? And then he davened, he bowed 7 times, which is the level of Nefilas Apayim. Lelakit Nitzutzim to gather the sparks. That's what we're up to now. Ad Gisht, and then the pasuk continues, Ad Gishti Arochiv, until he reaches his brother. What does that mean? Ad Shegoshash Upaga Ba'achiv, until he Goshash means actually touches and reaches his friend. Shalike Besatev Shebechinas Shebe'esav Bechinas Levaino. What he did was he wanted to tap into the good of Esav. Because even in Tehu there's a high level of Kedusha, except it falls all the way down into evil. But he reached the level of Levaina, which is one of the spices, which is white, which represents a super great level of Kedusha. And that's where he reached his brother, like we said yesterday. The pasuk says, Yaakov and Esav are brothers. And then the pasuk says, I loved Yaakov and I hated Esav. That means there's a level of Kedusha, there's a level up there that Yaakov and Esav are brothers, meaning equals. Then Esav ran to greet him. In other words, there's a whole procedure going on in this meeting between Yaakov and Esav. It's not stam a meeting of 2 brothers that didn't see each other and they wanted to kill each other. It's actually a way that Yaakov Avinu is elevating, it wants to elevate Esav, and he brings these karbanis, which is from the world of Tehu, and he bows 7 times, and he touches the good of Esav, and that caused Vayaretz Esav. Esav came to ran to meet him, meaning Esav kol hamlubish be'esav agashmi. The Esav, meaning the spiritual level of Esav up there came into the physical level of Esav. Ratz mimata l'mayla l'kreisei, ran from lower to higher to meet him. In other words, when Yaakov Avinu came to Esav, that caused that Esav should have this elevation of running from lower to higher to Yaakov. It's like when you have single wick candles and they come in proximity of a torch, so they become bottled. Their light is worthless. He says, and after he elevated the good of Esav, then he hugged him, right? Like we said, the hugging is from the Zachar to the Nekeva, from the higher to the lower. That level of Esav, the level of encompassing infinite level, also came into the level of Yaakov. So therefore Yaakov Avinu had all the levels of Tehu.
Limited goodness of Esav, right? Limited.
Yeah, because the permanent didn't. By days Vayishlach, and then the pasuk says he kissed him. What's the level of kissing? Kissing the sheikim, and the level of kissing is again another level of yichud, of unity between the 2 people. And on the word Vayishlach, Rashi says, we're going to say there's dots on top of the word Vayishlach. So one opinion says he kissed him really, for real, and the other one said it was fake kissing. In other words, the dots on the word changed the simple meaning of the word. But that's the love he wanted to bite it, whatever. The mechin is chokhmah. That's because nukuda, dot, is chokhmah, because all it is nothing. So the dots on the level of Vayishlach represents the level of chokhmah, which represents the way he wanted to define it and refine it through the level of Chachma. But Chachma is Berido. You refine things with Chachma. Because the breaking of the Kalim is because the level of Chachma left it. Then it becomes revealed. And then they cried. No, Chachma of Yaakov. Chachma of Yaakov. No, Teo B'chla. Yeah.
Who's kissing who?
Well, over there means Esav's kissing Yaakov. Because Esav the higher level.
Right.
The higher level kisses the lower level.
So the dots are there, so it's...
Because what happened? Shviris HaKelim came about because the level of Chachma left from Teu. And therefore the bittul wasn't there. If the bittul wasn't there, then each man for himself, each sphere for himself, so the Kelim broke. And then they cried because of Simcha. Or Merirus, either, says two opposite reasons. They cried either tears of joy or tears of sadness. Sheidei kibbut sameach. Because through the fakvetched, the pressing of the brain, when the brain can't handle something, why?
Because you blocked me in, I can't open the door. Thank you.
So therefore, well, you moved over too much that way. But anyway, we'll leave it at that. Okay, it's fine. So he says, where do tears come from? Tears come when the brain can't handle it. Something the brain can handle, you don't cry. That's why kids cry every stupid little thing, because their brain is not mature enough to handle anything. Every stupid thing that happens, they cry. Vayidei simcha, shukmesh begezer shirashirim, gabi Rabbi Kiva shazol go'enav. When Rabbi Kiva learned shirashirim, it says in the Zohar and shirashirim, when Rabbi Kiva learned shirashirim, his eyes zol go'enav demois. His eyes poured tears from the simcha of what he learned in Shir Hashirim. Like it said, simcha comes from the broadening of the chayes. Like it says, Shmor Teva, Tedashin Osem, a good news. This is Rebbe's pasuk in the name, yeah? Shmor Teva Tedashin Osem, that the good news makes your bones swell. Like the story in the Gemara of Aspasinus. When he met Rabbi Yechon ben Zakkai, Rabbi Yechon said to him, you know, Shom Malach, Rabbi, Shom Malach Melech, Shom Malach Melech, said to him, Shom Aleichem King. And he said, I'm not a king. He said, yes, you are. And all of a sudden the messenger came from Rome. Messenger came from Rome, and he told him he is the king. So the Gemara says he was wearing one shoe on, one shoe off. One shoe on, one shoe off. He couldn't put on the second shoe, and he couldn't take off the first shoe because his bones swelled. So he didn't know. He said to Rabbi Yechon and Ben Zakkai, what's this? He said, don't worry, Shmor Teva, Tedashiratzim, good news, makes your bones swell. Why does it swell? That's the blood going through the veins. What does swelling come about? Because there's a lot of blood. Because there's a level of ibur, okay. So he says like this. What happens over here? Yaakov wants to elevate Esav. He brings korbanos. He's mamshich all that level of higher than Esav to try to elevate Esav. Then he goes before him. And then he bows 7 times for the 7 midas. Then the pasuk continues ad gishtei arachiv, until he elevated the good of Esav. Then he wanted to continue, so then it's Vayishlach, right? Okay. When there's a keli down there that can handle it, then it becomes a new level of seichel. Meaning like this. He said, what's tears? When the keli is too small. When the keli is big enough, then you're able to handle it. Then it becomes swollen, and it becomes, because the blood comes and all that. But
Okay.
Broken to you. Avok shakeli lamata. Caught the mehocha when it's too small from handling it. Miskabitz b'mayach. Then it gets stuck in the brain and it causes the tears. What happened, it was a level of revelation of Kesel and Maila, and it was Reiv Simcha, an abundance of Simcha, that they became Kolkach Maila, that they became elevated. Yaakov and Esav at this time became elevated with the highest levels of Tayil. That means there was a unity at that moment between Tayil and Tikkun. How? Now, you can't unite two opposites unless if you tap into something above it. Right? So in order to unite Yaakov and Esav, Vayishlach, these are all levels of unity of the two levels of Tayil and Tikkun, because they both tapped in at that moment into a level above both.
Esav was able to do that?
He says also Yaakov and Esav. And he says, Esav and Yaakov, K'mei Shnei Achim, Shalei Ro Zman Rav, from the time of Shviras HaKelim. It doesn't mean time, because we said there was no time there. What it means is, from a very, not time in clock time, time in levels. Higher is before and lower is later. So he said, Yaakov and Esav met, they didn't meet for a long time. So there's two brothers that like each other, by the way, that didn't see each other for a long time. And they're so excited, that's what happened. Yaakov, they both have simcha. They're going to come with tears. Dafke, which is a scalus medregas agreis, is a revelation of highest of levels, not necessarily tears of sadness. It could be like Rabbi Kiva when he learned Shir Hashirim, he had the tears of joy. Right? So this is what happened with Yaakov and Esav. I think this is okay.